Okay, it's been a while since I made a video. This is why. This has taken me a while. We've done some other stuff inside that wasn't really worth filming, so we're on to roofing. You can see I got a little bit started here. So Friday, I got a telehandler and went and hauled all these shingles and put them all up with the telehandler that day, and then started. And then this is the next day. I got the first few rows on the bottom, all with the harness on so I didn't fall. But and then Sky showed up to come help me put on a bunch of shingles. And it went pretty fast on this very flat, straight area for quite a while. But this is a long process, and of course, it's like the windiest time of year, I swear. You can see that I'm missing some of the uh, felt system up higher. That blew off a couple weeks earlier. Some of the boards that were on there were there to hold that felt in place, and that's also what I used to stack the shingles with. It's just been kind of miserable wind stuff, and it gets worse as I get further along. I've also sped this whole video up because otherwise it was like 26 minutes long. We started on the left side of the house there in the front while we're in the back, and I cut that section out of the video clip because you couldn't see us from the back. But this is me after work. I'm just trying to get as much done before it got dark. So these are actually 53 squares of B grade shingles. I got them at a local wholesaler, saved about $3,000. Overall, I'm pretty happy with them. There were a couple of bundles that were just kind of a little odd, but I don't think in the end they'll be very noticeable. A couple things I wish I'd done differently, but for the most part, very happy with the $3,000 savings in doing this. One of the challenges in doing some of these gables is these valleys. The two sides of the valleys where they come together have to match up and be on the same level. So that's always a struggle of measuring. Some of the beginning ones were more of a challenge. This center one was actually really straightforward, went pretty easy. The other side one was a little bit So this will be another valley that I'm working on. Luckily Sky's here to help me out with this, to do all the measurements because this one didn't go quite as smooth as the center one. A little bit of a struggle keeping everything straight here, but we got it. We got it all taken care of. Okay, so this is back in the back again, and this is where I'm trying to repair some of the felt that's just kind of bundled up at the top. So that's been fun getting the boards off and getting the felt back in place. It's actually pretty smooth. I just had to wait for a non-windy day because it's been so windy. And then Sky shows up so I can get on a harness, safety harness, to get out over this deck. This is the scariest portion of the roof. I think I talked about it in a past video because it's an 812 pitch on these gables. All the other gables, if I slide into a valley and I'm fine. I get to stop myself. This one, if I slide off the edge, I fall a long ways. And so I got a safety harness for that. I did a safety harness for some of the starter trips and the beginnings of stuff, but beyond that, I didn't really need the safety harness. The 612 pitch wasn't bad everywhere else except this part, so getting out on this 812 was no fun. We tried to, we started it one day and then we came back another day and then capped it all off so I didn't have to go back out there again and got that all done for the most part that night. So a big part of today, I have already marked out a bunch of the vents on the left-hand side. So I cut those out real quick and put them in. So I keep going. And then I hurried and did the ones on the far right. The center of the house goes up higher, so those vents will be up higher and done later. I'm not even sure I got them on video, to be honest. But I only have three plumbing vents. Those went really smooth as well. So overall, very happy with getting this back end all finished up to the top. I was hoping to really get done at the end of this day, be completely done, but I ran out of time. I was a couple hours short. Some of it too, I had a delivery of some of my garage doors for my dad, so that took up a little bit of time, but overall I got close. Okay, so this is the final day. This was just today, if you're watching the day I post this, but um, just a couple hours of stuff to do, little touch-up stuff, some cap to do. This guy showed up to help me do the cap. Some stuff underneath these other gables, these little added little pieces. So not a whole lot, pretty smooth stuff. The downfall was I looked at the forecast and from 8 till noon, it's supposed to be pretty good weather. But after noon, there's a wind weather advisory of 20 plus mile per hour winds. And so I got most of the stuff done that I need to, all the cap on. But the wind did catch me at the very end, and doing this last little bit was a huge struggle. And I even thought at the end I was going to take down those bundles of shingles. I moved them to the back where the wind was lifting up a bunch of the shingles, and I was afraid I was going to lose them. I even made a trip to the hardware store to buy some tar to try to put under it. It kind of helped some of them, but I got to go check on it. Wind weather advisories from noon till 8 p.m. So hopefully I didn't lose any shingles or it didn't damage enough to be a problem. So that was just very stressful and kind of luckily I got done, but I kind of left after I got the roof done where I had other plans. The HVAC system's actually going in this day, and so they're down there working, and I didn't want to disrupt them. So